Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about The Flash.
Season 4, Episode 2, Blocked.
I'm back. What? I wasn't here last week.
No, you weren't.
I missed the season premiere because I was sick. Sad. But yeah, it was a great episode.
It was really good. I mean, I liked pretty much all of it. Like, I liked that Iris was getting out there and, you know, investigating and reporting and, who would have thought that Ralph would have had the advice that Cisco needed to hear?
Right.
Like, I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Who'd think he'd be the one to go to for relationship advice?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I liked that it opened with the, revelation that, Flash never comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not to say never, just 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean...
But that's like a whole lifetime, practically.
Yeah.
I mean...
Nora had real memories of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean... Who knows? Maybe the fact that she's here is because this timeline was meant to be messed up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Flash is a... Barry and Iris are supposed to have twins.
Mm-hmm.
They're Tornado twins.
Yeah.
Dawn and Dawn.
Right.
And, obviously that didn't happen. So maybe this is a form of course correction, that the show's doing.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Because, in the future, I know there's a Flash that is part of the Thawne legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he's a hero, I think. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys know more than me and will correct me in the comments below. But...
If they comment.
But, the... One of the Dawns, I don't know if it's the boy or the girl, when they have children,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's their grandchild that gets with a Thawne.
Oh.
And, it creates a Flash that is part of the Thawne legacy. I forgot which Flash it was. But, yeah. It might be Impulse. I am not sure.
I thought Impulse was their grandchild.
Impulse is more than their grandchild. It is a great grandson.
Then it can't be Repulse.
Impulse.
Oh, Impulse. It can't be Impulse.
I
then.
said from the legacy of Thawne.
Okay.
The Thawne legacy. The Thawne family tree. But yeah. I think it's good that Iris now knows not just that Barry won't be there, but the reason why Nora is avoiding her.
And she's probably a little jealous.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily because Nora doesn't like her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like Iris is taking it.
Right.
But I think it's more of the fact that Mom raised me. Mom was always there.
Right.
so it's just like, it's like you have this family member that you've never met but has done amazing things and you idolize them.
Right.
And they're supposed to be really close to you in familial heritage, right? And you're idolizing them, but you've never met them. But the family you've met, that you live with, it's like, well, okay, like I know them. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up with them. My parents were strict. My
Mhm.
parents were this. My parents were that. Well, she grew up with Iris as a mom.
Right.
And Iris had to be strict. Iris had to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry never had to be the dad.
Yeah.
He never had to discipline her. He never had to do any of that. And so her being with him doesn't come with the parental baggage and that being around Iris comes with.
Right.
So I think that's really the reason, is because it's just like
she wants to spend time with the person she hasn't been around instead of the person she has.
Yeah. Like, she has all the time in the world to be with Iris.
Right.
But yeah, that's really...
I mean, I understood, like, with Cecile, like, where she was coming from and wanting, to have the powers back and try to fix that.
I'm putting the neural inhibitors on the baby.
Yeah, but I also feel like, I know that, just not having it anymore is scary because
Mhm.
you've had it since she was inside of you. But, like, that just gives her more incentive to use her maternal instincts to know what she wants. Because she has a daughter. She has a grown-up daughter. So
Yeah.
she knows how to take care of a child.
Yeah, but don't think she knows, like, every parent screws up and they know they do. And if they deny it, then they're just denying the truth. But, like, every parent is a screw up, just period. And she saw the chance to not be a screw up, to be the perfect parent. Whatever that child needed, whenever that child needed it, just boom.
Yeah.
Like, she would just know, and it would be done. It would get done. It would just happen. And so she saw that opportunity slipping away. And so she's already been a parent. She knows how screwed up things can get and how messy things can get. And she's like, this is my chance to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say what's right?
Yeah, because, I mean, even if she thinks that, like, she's giving her everything she needs and, like, it's perfect, like, that might be too smothering, or that might be too much, or that might be, something else. So, like, just because she thinks that it's going to be perfect doesn't necessarily mean it will be perfect.
Yeah, but that's why she couldn't give it up.
Yeah.
Like, why she was scared to give it up. But
I understand why. It just irritated me because I'm like, well, be a mom. Use that maternal instinct that you have within you instead of relying on your mind reading to tell you what your child needs.
Yeah, but I mean, would that be your first instinct if you've been connected to your child since basically the moment of conception?
No.
Exactly. So she had the initial freak out, and then she's like, okay, I can do this.
No, I know.
It took her
I
a
understood
while.
why she was scared and freaked out. I just was explaining why it irritated me.
Yeah, but if you think about that, then I don't know, like, whatever. I just saw it as a natural progression because she was scared because she was losing something that she had. She was losing a connection. And when a connection is lost, it's scary.
And I mean, Joe understood that too because of what he said to Cisco or,
Barry?
later on, or Barry later on, yeah. So, like, he got it, it's just, I think initially at first I was just kind of like, well, why, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying.
Yeah. But yeah. I loved that Barry couldn't figure it out. Like, he went to Joe and he was like, she's not listening to me, she's doing the exact opposite of what I say. I'm like, dude, that's a child. Like,
She's also
she's
a young adult. She's a teenager. She's, you know.
She thinks she knows everything. I mean,
yeah.
Like, that's what we all think, that we know everything, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, in the moment we think we know, but then later on when we think about it, it's like, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just what it means to be the child. Like, no matter how old you are, you'll always be someone's child.
Right.
And so it's just what it means to grow up, is to think you know more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And to disobey your parents left and right. I mean, come on now. Like, that's the job of a child, right? I mean, the job of the child is to make the parental figures pull their hair out. I mean...
I mean, not all the time.
Well, no, but, like, that's basically... I don't think Barry saw that.
Yeah,
that
because he didn't have a chance to be a father, so he didn't get to see her grow up.
Well, that's not what I said. I was saying that he didn't see that because, like, everyone knows that that's what children do to their parents. They do the exact opposite. He didn't realize that she was just being his child.
Yeah.
She was being his kid. Therefore, doing the exact opposite of what he said. Because that's what kids do. Just period.
And I mean, the age that she is, she's gonna do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Like, come on, Barry, think about it. Like, you're sitting there complaining and you did the exact same thing growing up. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just need somebody to remind
Point
you
it
of
out,
that,
yeah.
and that's what Joe did.
Yeah.
So.
I liked that she tried to throw lightning. She can throw lightning. She just can't control where she's throwing it.
Yeah. And she stopped the Vanessa girl from, you know, shrinking Barry. So.
Yeah. She stopped Block.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about the character of Block.
Yeah.
But I do think that that's where the show was lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Was in Block and the guy and his crew that wanted the guns back.
Yeah.
Like, the acting, or at least the gravitas or whatever, like, there was something that was missing there, and I can't exactly tell what it was.
Yeah.
'Cause it was something in how it was presented and delivered that didn't click.
Right.
With the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
For me, at least. I don't know. But, yeah. If I had any complaints, that would be it.
And then, I mean, at the end, he knew, it's like Cicada knew who she was.
No. That's not what happened. See, what happened was she got there, she's like, Dad! And that made him stop. Because Cicada has issues with metas. From what I've heard, is probably he lost his family to metas and he blames them. And he blames the Flash for not being there. And So all metas are evil and he has to destroy them all.
Yeah.
That's his mission in life, is to just kill all metas, whether they're good or bad, because he blames them.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, obviously, Nora knows who he is.
she didn't know until the very, very end when she said, Cicada. When she arrived there, what made him stop was that she said, Dad.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to kill someone in front of their child.
Yeah.
Because that's probably what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like his child was killed in front of him, or his wife was killed in front of their child who was killed after that, or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
something happened in that way that he was not going to kill him in front of her. And that's what made him stop. But yeah.
And then, you know, Cisco, of course, missing Gypsy, and
Yes.
Ralph's fashion person making him over and making him look like a completely different person.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I mean, he looked good. I didn't think he looked bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good look for him.
Yeah, but it just wasn't Cisco.
Yeah. It was more the actor who plays Cisco than it was Cisco.
Yeah.
Like that's how he would dress.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which is
not,
probably why they did that. They were just playing with that.
yeah. And then Caitlin seeing her mom.
Signing. Dude, she was signing the death form as if she was the coroner. So she knows what happened to the dad.
Mm-hmm.
And what bugs me and pisses me off about this whole thing with her family
Mm-hmm.
is that since she's had these powers since she was a child, and that's been established,
Mm-hmm.
therefore making her having abilities not Barry's fault.
Yeah.
What pisses me off is that when she went to her mom for help with these powers,
Mm-hmm.
she acted like she didn't know crap.
Mm-hmm.
And now you find out that the mom faked the dad's death with the father, and that, like, he's probably, like, Icicle or something. Like, he's a meta that has ice powers.
She probably didn't want Caitlin to know that because she was trying to protect her. She was trying to do one of those things that parents always say that they're doing for their child.
She didn't even seem like she cared much about Caitlin when she showed up in the first place. Like, I don't know. I have serious
I'm playing
issues
devil's advocate,
with
like, on a foot of
that
the bell,
woman. Like, I hate her mom.
Yeah, her mom isn't very.
Her mom is a complete dick.
She's a bitch.
Yes.
Mm.
I have very strong feelings about this.
Obviously. But yeah, like, so I'm glad that we're starting to see more of that stuff with Caitlin's story because it's been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I feel like we deserve that. It's the 5th season. Like, give us that, you know?
Yeah. The dark matter that Cicada's knife thing.
Lightning bolt.
Well, it's not just a lightning bolt. It's like a dagger knife thing.
Yeah, that's shaped like a lightning bolt.
Well, yeah. I think that Cisco will progressively lose his powers this season. Until they're able to remove.
Well, I mean, Barry lost his speed.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't at all injured by the dagger itself. The dagger never actually touched him. And Cisco's powers come from his hands.
Yeah.
So his hands got, like, they got sliced and diced.
Mm-hmm.
And
just by him trying to pull that out of the ground?
No, Cicada went after him like this.
Oh.
So I think the dark matter that got cut into him is going to override his powers. And until they learn how to take the dark matter out, he's going to progressively have less and less of his abilities. I think that might pull Cynthia back for like an episode or two because she senses the loss. Because in this episode we were shown or told really how the relationship between Cisco and Cynthia really was and how close it made them because of their abilities. The bond that gave them. And with his abilities getting weaker, she would sense that.
Right.
So I think that it would only make sense for her to show up and see what's wrong. So
yeah.
I look forward to seeing.
Me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. Hopefully Barry doesn't lose any more of his abilities.
None of the others were actually hit by the dagger.
Yeah, but they still lost their powers.
Well, yeah, but that's because in the moment it drained them.
Yeah.
But no dark matter was put in. You only saw energy being taken and nothing being given. So, unless you count the physical attack that was put onto Cisco.
Yeah.
So, therefore, Ralph and Barry should be fine. It'll just take them a little bit for their powers to adjust or whatever.
So by taking the energy from it, like that goes into the dagger.
And I'm guessing it makes him stronger.
So I mean,
he has some sort of connection to it.
If he took energy from that doesn't mean that it's permanent. It just means that like they'll get it back, but.
Well, it didn't steal their powers. It's like kryptonite. Like, Superman can fight and have all the super strength, but the moment that kryptonite's in there, it zaps
it's weak. It weakens him.
Yeah. And then...
But once he's pulled away from it, he's fine.
Right. But it takes a moment.
Yeah.
He has to absorb the sun's rays. So...
It's the same concept.
Yeah. They just need time to recuperate.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate how it ended.
Well, of course. But I mean, they have to end it on a cliffhanger sometimes.
Well, yeah. But, like, they're like, that sound. And then Ralph is like, sounds like bug. Right? And then you have, Nora going, like a cicada. And then Barry's like, who's cicada? Right? And then it ends. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, I would have been happy if you ended it on Ralph's line, it sounds like a bug. And then it ends. Right? But ending on a question.
Who's cicada? Who's cicada?
Yeah, who's cicada? It's like, no. Because you know they're not going to pick up from that statement next week.
How do you know? They might.
They never do.
Well, I mean, obviously it's going to get explained to them at some point because...
Yeah.
They're not just going to be like, who's cicada? And then be like, oh, I already know. Now I'm okay. Like...
But yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else you have to say?
I don't think so.
So Legends comes back
Next
week.
It's on at 9, not 8.
So you guys will be getting a review from us for Legends.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Arrow's on before it. Legends is 9.
Mhm.
So
yeah, I can't wait for that. And so I guess with nothing else to say.
Until next time.
Keep believing in the impossible.